Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I am here to tell you how to travel very cheaply to New York. It's a very cool video with all the tips for you to save money on everything: airfare, lodging, travel insurance, transportation, the cheap, food, tours, tickets, restaurants. In short, these are really cool tips. It's a guide for you to put together your entire trip to New York, spending as little as possible. So guys, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel because that really helps us a lot. And that's it, buckle up! Well, we already have a video similar to this one that we made 2 years ago, but a lot of things have changed, so we decided to make a complete update for you to know all the tips for you to make your trip as cheap as possible. Guys, to be very honest, nowadays it's more expensive than it used to be to travel to the United States, New York, and all other destinations, Europe also, because the dollar has increased a lot. There were several factors that made the trip more expensive than it was years ago, but even so, you can still save a lot. You can travel as cheaply as possible, and here we come in. We'll help you to spend as little as possible in the whole trip to New York with the best services and the things with the best quality. So going straight to the point, the main factor that will already influence your whole travel budget is the season, the month you're going to New York. If you go on the off-season months, you will spend much less. It's much cheaper. The high season months are summer, June, July, August. July mainly because of the school vacations, also December because of Christmas. It's absurdly crowded. December, January because of the New Year, the holidays, the snow. So these months everything is much more expensive. If you can visit New York in the other months, which in my opinion the climate is even better because it's neither so hot nor so cold, in the months between July and December it's already great. You will start saving a lot and getting the city more empty as well. You can enjoy things better because there won't be a lot of people in the city. Now, talking about the airfare, there's no way to get away from it. You will have to spend a little money on it, unfortunately. Some tips: one way we use a lot is to searching all airlines. You don't have to go to each company's website. There's a very good site that we use. I'll even leave the link here below in the description of the video, and in the comments I'll also leave it fixed, all the links that I'll mention here for you. One of them is an airfare comparator. You enter there, type your destination, and it shows you all the airlines, all the routes. Then you can compare, keep searching, search for different dates. Sometimes there's a difference of one day, there's a promotion, you get a better price. You do a lot of research, and this site helps a lot because it searches them all directly and gets very good prices. We like them a lot. And some quick tips: try to get the flights from Monday to Thursday, which are usually cheaper than the weekend ones, and also the flights during the day because everybody wants the night flight where you travel and arrive at your destination in the morning and go to your hotel. It's much easier, so try to use these parameters and you will certainly save a lot on airfare. You can pay less and enjoy a good quality service of airfare. Now let's go to the lodging. In New York in particular, it's the biggest cost, you can be sure. It's the most expensive accommodation almost in the world. In the United States is the most expensive place, there's no way. It's the most touristy place of all. The island of Manhattan is not so big, so the tourist areas are concentrated. The prices are high, yes, so be prepared to spend a little bit on lodging. There's no way to spend little, but you can save a lot. Some tips: the island of Manhattan has the Times Square area, which is called Midtown. It's a very nice area. That's the best area for you to stay. The further you go to the center in the middle of the island, the more expensive it gets because it's closer to the tourist attractions, to Times Square, close to Central Park, and it gets more expensive. If you expand a little bit and go a little bit further away from the center, the prices go down. So try to get hotels further away. Once we got one that wasn't in the center, it was up there. You can see that up on the the island there is Central Park, which is gigantic, it's huge. And then we stayed in an area on the side of Central Park in the middle of its high. It's a little bit far from things. Yeah, we had to take the subway, but there are many subways in New York. So if you get a hotel, even if it's far from this area, which is the most expensive, and if there is a subway nearby, you can get there in 15 minutes, 12 minutes. It's very fast and the subway works very well. So this is a tip. If you get away from this center, you will see that the lodging can be half the price. It's really much cheaper. And another important tip to save money that is valid for any city in the world, especially the more touristy ones, is to book in advance. The sooner you book, the cheaper you pay at the hotel. This is the tourism market system. There's no way as the weeks go by, the rooms are booked, the hotel system automatically increases the prices of the rooms that are missing. So the cheapest ones leave and the others become more expensive. Sometimes in a matter of a week you see the prices skyrocket. We have already experienced this, so the sooner you can make a reservation, the sooner you can do it, because it will save money. A cool tip, we like to use a site that's a hotel search engine, which is the largest hotel search engine in the world. Surely you know it too. We use it a lot because it has a free cancellation system with almost all hotels. This is great. We use this strategy. We are going to travel, we already set the date, we go to this site, we search, we see the prices, we like a hotel, we book it. It's quick, it's super easy. If it gets closer and we want to change hotel or neighborhood, or even cancel the trip, go to another city, you can cancel it at no cost with a click. It's very fast. This helps a lot. Take a look because it's very good. And here below in the description of the video and in the comments also, I'll leave the link to the custom map that I created within this searcher that already has the best region for you to locate yourself and the best hotels. Then look for the cheapest ones, see the prices, and I'll also leave the hotels that we stayed in there, which I found very good price, good location. Take a look at them. They are all linked in this site. Take a look, check the prices, but in our experience, advanced noticing is the key to save money on your lodging. You can really save a lot of money. Now talking about the tours, how to save money in New York with the tours. The cool thing is that New York has a lot of free stuff. You go for a walk, take advantage and spend 2 or 3 days in Central Park, which is gigantic. You have to go several times to see all the parts. Inside of it there are museums, a zoo, and several cool areas. Times Square is free, the parks, Battery Park is very cool. The park down there on Wall Street, to see the Shocker Boo, that Bronze Boo. There are several tours in New York that you just walk around. You don't have to pay anything for it, so you already save money. And there are others that you need to take the tour and see the Statue of Liberty, to go up in the observatories at the Empire State, at the top of Rock, which is Rockefeller, which is very cool, at One World, which is that gigantic new building that was built. There are several tours that you have to buy the ticket for. The Broadway shows are sensational. If you can buy at least one, it's worth it. It's a very cool experience. And then the tip to save money on this, first thing is to buy in advance. Don't leave it to buy at the time, because it's always a little bit more expensive and you will spend time in line and you pay 6% IOF on the spot because it's an international transaction. So buy it in advance from your country, everything will be fine. There's a site that we like a lot that I use for almost all the tours in the United States, shows. They have the tours to other cities nearby, very nice. I'll leave it here below also in the description and in the comments. Take a look. It's the biggest ticket site I think in the world. They are very good, the price is good, but you buy everything beforehand. And another tip, New York has ticket combos. The main ones and the one I like the most are the New York City Pass and the Gold Card New York Explorer. They are ticket combos, and on this site you can buy the ticket for 5 of the main attractions in New York for a much cheaper price. You save up to 40% using the combo. So take a look, go here on the site, look at these two, see people's reviews, do some research, but these tickets will save you a lot with these tours. And this site also has the Broadway shows with very good prices. It was the cheapest place I found so far. We bought them there too. It's very nice. And there's also the transfer to go from your airport to your hotel. For those who don't know, if you get there you need to take a cab or an Uber, which is more expensive. If you take a transfer you will already have a person waiting for you at the airport. It's cheaper and you don't suffer those scams stamps that tourists get, the taxi drivers that drive more charge more, so we loved it. We use it a lot. Take a look at this side of the tickets that also has the transfer. You save a little money by taking a transfer to the hotel and then from the hotel back to the airport, because sometimes the airports are not very close. It depends on where you're going to arrive. Take a look there and you will see that you will also save a little bit on transportation, so you can pay attention to all this stuff and save a little money. And speaking of transportation, let's take the opportunity to say that in New York you don't need a car, unlike Miami, California, Orlando, where it's good to have a car. In New York you don't need one, and you can save a lot by using the subway. You don't even need to use cab or Uber very much. There's a lot of subways, a lot of stations. It's absurd. Every block there's a subway station. It's easy to use. There's the subway app with the internet working. You can do everything there to get around. It's very easy. There's the Metro card, the little card that you buy there in the subway. You can buy a 7 or 30-day card. It gives you unlimited passes, so you can use the subway as much as you can in New York. And the cell phone, you need to have the internet working for the subway or all other tours to go to places. Google Maps, locate yourself, talk to people. The cell phone is very important. Nowadays, to travel anywhere abroad, you need to activate the international roaming with your operator that you already have the account for in your country. It's usually much more expensive. This option is very expensive. Some operators sometimes make some promotions that are worthwhile, but most of them are expensive, more expensive, give you a headache. So what everybody does, and it's very nice, you buy a prepaid international chip. It's a chip that's sold only for your trip. You will buy it from a company that has a signal working all over the United States. They deliver it to your home very quickly. There's the eSIM, which is the electronic chip. It's a virtual chip. You buy it with them over the internet and they send you an email with a QR code. You install the chip on your cell phone. Once you are there, you can use the internet. It's very important anywhere you're going to travel abroad not to go without the internet working, because you may have some trouble. There is one that we have used it for a lot of years and we only use it. You can use it later for all your trips. It's a very good chip. I'll also leave it here below in the description of the video, and also in the comments for you the link to this chip. They are great customer service. Ask questions with them, go on the chat, ask what's the best plan for your cell phone for your destination, that they really help you. There's an option that's a little cheaper to buy the chip on the spot. This option always exists. You really pay a little bit cheaper, but we think it's better to travel already with the chip in hand, because until you get there, when you go to buy the chip, you will spend 1 or 2 hours in the store to be attended, and you have to speak English. You will have to take an Uber, a cab to get to the place. You will have an extra expense. In the end, the time you lose from the trip, in our opinion, is not worth it. So we end up opting with the chip already working properly, and that's it. But if you want to save as much as possible, you can buy the chip when you arrive. You just won't have the phone working when you arrive at the airport. You have to see exactly how you're going to get around, take an Uber or whatever, but then go to a store and buy the chip there. This is always an option for you, but it's not something that we think it's worth it. And people, quickly, any questions you have, send me and I'll really try to help. It's taking a few days because there are a lot of messages, but I really help. I like to help. Even easier, add me there at Lorenzi, send me a direct message with your travel question and I'll help you. And take the chance to follow us there, because we are always traveling around the world, showing our routine there with the girls, who are a blast. And now we are living in Orlando, so we are showing everything here. We even have our new channel. Check it out, subscribe, give us a hand. It's Família Lorenzi. We show our daily life here in Orlando, the Disney parks, food, shopping, the girls here at home. We have fun, a lot of cool stuff. Take a look there, and for sure you're gonna like the content. Now, food is also not very cheap in New York, so avoid the restaurants near the touristy places. In those touristy areas, they are much more expensive. Try to escape a little. There are many little streets with local restaurants, small ones. Pizza, at night you eat pizza, you pay $6 for a pizza, enough for 2 people. There are cheap options. There are no big supermarkets on the island of Manhattan, but there are many grocery stores and CVs, Walgreens, which are pharmacies pharmacies here in the United States, and they sell everything including food. There's a lot of cheap food. Buy everything you can, take it to your room to save money, especially water in the hotel. You will spend $2 or $3 each on the tours, $4 even. You buy it there for 10 cents in those little markets, and then you save it. You use for water to save money, and that goes for your food too. You can save a lot of money with the food. And now let's talk about international travel insurance. Guys, it's very important, especially after this pandemic. In many places in the world, it has become mandatory for you to have international travel insurance. We have always done it because it's very good. It's an insurance that's very cheap. You will spend maybe for a 5-day trip about $15. It's very cheap, and it's an insurance that covers all the medical expenses that you might have abroad. It's hospitalization, medical consultation, if you need to go to the hospital. These costs are very expensive. If you don't have insurance, it's very heavy and it's in dollars. So get travel insurance, travel with everything right. It's cheap, it's easy. There's a tool that's a travel insurance comparator. It's a sensational site that compares the price and the insurances in all the best insurance companies in the market and gets the best prices. We have done a lot of research. It's the cheapest and most reliable place. Their customer service is great. Take a look. I'll leave here the link in the description of the video and also in the comments as well. It's quick. You type in your travel date and you see the insurance options. Get one that has a medical assistance over $30,000 and a baggage loss of $1,000. It's already great. It's an excellent insurance, and you will see that it's cheap. Do it quickly. Print out the policy that will arrive in your email, and then you will travel there calmly and avoid any possible headaches about this thing. Now let's talk about shopping. Everyone wants to shop when they travel to the United States. In New York, the street stores, they tend to be a little bit more expensive. It's a more expensive place than Miami, Orlando, California that has those outlets. If you want to shop and save money, here's a tip. There's an outlet that's 40 minutes away from there. It's called Jersey Gardens. We love it. It's a beautiful place. It has more than 200 stores and the prices are cheaper. So reserve a day to go there at this site that I mentioned that I left here under the tours and tickets. It has a tour there as well. It's a van or a bus that takes you in the morning and then returns to Manhattan in the afternoon. It's a very nice place. You will save a lot of money, and it also focuses on the department stores. We really like it. Century 21, which is the Century 21, which is very good. And there are Marshalls and TJ Maxx, which are department stores like the ones you can find everywhere else. Like here in Orlando, they have very cheap clothes from famous brands. These are past collections that are going. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you like it, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel, because that really helps us a lot, people. And be sure to watch the other videos that are very good. I'll leave also the playlist here on the side that has all the other videos from New York for you to watch. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a nice trip.